不约而同前往美墨边境，美国现任总统拜登以及前任总统川普打得火热，移民也成为选战重要话题。而且不只是美墨边境，就连美国大城市都感受到沉重压力。
The current crisis of forced displacement is a global phenomenon. There are more people displaced worldwide than ever before.And 1 out of every 5 displaced people is in the Americas.
I think it's at this point politically unsustainable for the Biden administration to maintain this unlimited flow into what's essentially a welfare state network of cities like New York and Denver and Chicago.
移民成为美国的活力来源，但庇护、教育还有健康照护都需要大笔资金。宽松的移民政策，各地头痛的安置问题，也可能牵动拜登的连任之路。
I think the federal government was late coming to this. We should have developed a mechanism for reimbursing impacted states and cities early on. Unless we get the reimbursement scheme under control, I think cities will suffer.For a long time.
光是一天就有高达15万的边境移民进入德州，这些移民一年就让德州烧掉134亿美元的预算。州长艾伯特因此砸下1.48亿美元，出动大巴士，把超过10万的移民打包送到包括纽约、芝加哥等对移民友善的庇护城市。
So the historians will probably record the current migrant crisis as a chapter of busing migrants.This kind of coordinated, dramatic busing of asylum seekers from the border to the cities inside the countries is completely unprecedented.
尽管对德州来说，这样大量移民人潮确实不堪负荷，但用巴士转送移民的做法背后恐怕还是政治操作。
I think it's politically motivated. I mean, it's certainly not coming out of the goodness of heart or for the concern of the migrants.I mean, if the governor of Texas was concerned about migrants, which he alleged he was by busing them, then he would have consulted the mayors and the governors of the places he was sending them to. And he would have said, look, this is a new national crisis. Let's all go together to President Biden and say this is a national crisis where the federal government has to take the lead in providing a solution.
就算是对移民友善的城市，面对大批移民大举压境，同样不堪负荷。纽约在去年1年就花费14.7亿美元，在协助这些外来民众。
I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City.
The idea that we could have a generous system of welfare benefits from health to education and so on, and allow the entire world to access those benefits is just mathematically impossible. So we're starting to see the math not adding up in state after state.
因此，地方政府显然撑不住，纷纷要求联邦政府拨款处理。但两党政治斗争又碰上选战即将开打，边境预算还捆绑军援方案，就成为华府的一场大乱斗。
It's become such a big issue in Washington because you're asking essentially a Congress that passed laws that explicitly ban what the president is doing in terms of catching and releasing people at the border and his parole programs. You're asking that same Congress that's watching the laws that it wrote be flouted to pony up $20 billion or more to go to grants for people crossing the border to provide services in many cases that are not provided to American citizens. So it's become politically contentious.
移民问题专家强调，改善长久以来不适用的移民法规是解决问题的根本方式。但修法旷日费时，因此专家呼吁联邦政府应该把移民问题升格成为移民危机，不在政治斗争摆中间，先解决燃眉之急，才有机会解决长时间影响美国的移民难题。TVBS 新闻综合报道。
想看最完整的新闻内容，记得下载TVBS 新闻网 APP。